Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sustainability Nuggets. This is our last and final episode, and it's been a ride all through from episode one till now. We've looked at main of sustainable fashion terms, like common terms of sustainable fashion. We've looked at cultural sustainability in regards to Nigerian fashion. We've looked at workers' rights. We've looked at projects management for sustainable fashion projects. And today we are going to be discussing how crafts and community are important to fashion sustainability. And I am joined here today by Victoria Benson, who is the founder of Green Yarnies. And Green Yarnies is a community of crochet crafters, artisans, like how like let me put
Yes,
that
something like that.
artisans, crochet artisans, and they're all about crocheting in a way that is sustainable, to the environment, to the people, in a way that they can also make profit as well. So we are going to be looking at how crafts and community, form the bedrock for a sustainable fashion industry. So when we're talking about fashion sustainability, we're talking about how the fashion industry can also continue to like endure and continue to exist. Welcome, Victoria. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
So can you tell us a bit about yourself, how you got into sustainable fashion, and what Green Yarnis is all about?
Okay, so first of all, let me start with an introduction. I'm Best Victoria, but some people call me Otunimu, which means God loves me. And um, how should I put this word? I've always been someone that loves fashion. I love um, how should I put it? I've always loved my environment, loved to express myself with fashion and whatever I do. Okay, I love it what I do. I'm a geologist. I studied geology, let's say climate activist and crochet artist, a fashion designer. So how I got into this fashion sustainability whole thing was that, since I've been little, I've always been okay for my environment. If you were in Lagos during that time of Fashola, when they're always doing environmental, if you're outside, police will pursue you and all those kind of things. So that's actually kickstarted me trying to love my environment. I love the greenery during that time. The way it was really inspiring. I really loved it. So noticing the decline in all this, I decided to look at what's going on around me and why is everything like just turning upside down and all that. What can I do to make things better or go back to the way it was? So my journey started around 2019 when I joined the Plug in Nigeria community. We go around, we pick bets and also try to enlighten the community of people around us about the environment, about climate action, about climate change and all that. So as a fashion designer, crochet artist, I love doing all this. I love making clothes. I love repairing to the extent that if anything spoils in the house, they'll be like, Osinimu, do you want this? And I'll be like, yes, give it to me. Up to now, so like there are some things that still with me that I've had like that I repaired that with me for I can't more than 10 years. Even like sometimes my mom's dresses, in fact, I can't even like this dress I'm wearing, I think it's my mom, or from like she has had it for almost 10 years before I collected it from her. So all these kind of things, like it came to me, okay, and I also love to repair, I love to design clothes, I love to do so many things. So how can I join this both of my interests like into one? And also like because sometimes it feels like I'm spreading myself too thin. Although joining other initiatives, it's something lovely. Okay, this person is into educate eco education. This person is into food waste management and all that. But I looked deep within. I'm like, okay, me, okay, what can I do differently? Like my own industry, like there are no hardly do we see sustainable alternatives, eco-friendly alternatives, and all that. And I noticed that people look at sustainability as from the angle of something that lasts long. Meanwhile, in this um, climate action industry, we don't just look at something sustainable and say so that it can last long, so that it's durable and all that. Meanwhile, sustainability means for you to live in co to coexist with the earth without it, like without harming the earth and all that. So I'm like, okay, how can I make my craft sustainable? How can I make sure that okay, we have a community that is also pushing for this sustainability in our craft. Because I look at the way the fashion industry has been moving. I made some research. I discovered that even the fashion industry has, in fact, we are the second world worst polluters in the world. Like, so I'm like, okay, how can I do this? Where can I come from? And everybody has a unique journey. We have things that okay we want to do, and I'm like, okay, how can I put my own interest in this? That was when I came up. That was how I actually got into this fashion sustainability. I was like, okay, I love fashion, and it's also something that I want to work towards having a sustainable future in. That was how I got into it. So it also kick-started my Green Yarnies journey. Green Yarnies has been an idea for a while, but last year I was like, I can't just keep on like saying I want to do green and I'm not doing anything like and all that. So that was how I decided that um I want to have a community of eco-conscious crafters and all that. Yeah, that was how it started. Sorry, I can't hear you.
I said thank you very much. Your dress is really beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
Wow, like I used to wish that I could steal my mom's clothing, but alas, we are not the same size. So
Ah,
you're really lucky.
we'll link it. We'll take it to the tailor. We'll use the machine. We'll do it. We'll make it work.
Well, thank you for sharing your story with us. So,
Yeah.
fashion cannot exist without crafters, without artisans. You look at without like the people making clothes, without people making bags, and I feel like the people who try
Yeah.
to highlight some of these people behind the scenes, luxury brands try to do that. Although we don't know if they treat them as well as much as they highlight them for their publicity and things like that. But you see that they talk about, oh, we have like a group of artisans in Italy that do this and do that, a community of these bag makers, jewelers. So like they talk about artisans. So basically like the industry cannot stand without artisans. And artisans like
Yeah.
honed their craft over a long period of time. So I want you to speak on to how crafts, you know, is important to fashion sustainability and well how community plays into that. Because even looking in Nigeria, yeah, you see people that tie and dye crafts, people that do tie and dye, you realize that they will tell you, oh, if you want to, for research purposes, for instance, if you want to ask these people questions, well, there are some particular areas in which they stay. Just go to that locality, you find a group of them dwelling together in a community. So can you speak as to how craft and community can help fashion sustainability? And are we losing like ancient what's it called now? Ancient recipes when we exclude, artisans from the conversation.
Okay, so I think what you're referring to is more about the ethical aspect of this fashion industry. Most of them they try to exploit local artisans, like people that do all those kind of things. They're like this, especially like this weaving community. I think they are the most exploited people right now in Nigeria for now. These people that weave. I think there is a community in Ibadan. I don't know the particular place, but yeah. Um, you pardon me. I put something down on my phone, so I'll have to go through them. So one thing about the fashion industry, when it comes to this craft community and how does it relate to this fashion sustainability, why is it important? When you look at the fashion industry, we realize that people they this we just have this mentality of okay, when you buy it, you wear a clothes, okay, that's torn somewhere, I want to throw it away, or okay, let me just dash this person. We don't even, most of the time sef, it's not like I'm also guilty sometimes, like, I'm like, I've worn this dress for 5 years, it's okay, all those kind of things. So it happens like that. So normally, like, that's the mentality in fashion. But why crafters are so important is that we have the thread to change this linear model from buying, use, and waste. We have this, we have the opportunity, or we change it into a more circular model because we are repairers, we are makers. because I've never seen somebody with a machine at home that will say, ah, this clothes has torn this place, so I'm going to throw it away immediately. Like it's not something that's common. Or let me see someone that crochets, they're like, ah, there's this stain on my jeans, and they look at it like, ah, I can crochet a flower and I can just place it on top and it will look really good. So that's one of the importance of crafters. Our mentality, like, okay, we don't waste. Right from time, crafters, we don't waste, we just have this mentality of, okay, we need to repair. We don't want to just throw it away because sometimes people become hoarders. People that sew, you see that they keep pieces. You see, even people that crochet, they gather what they call it again, scrap yarn. They gather all these things. They don't want it to waste. Okay, they're like, ah, there's potential in this hook. Oh. This thing looks good. So that's one of the importance of crafters. We value our object. Excuse me a bit. Sorry. That's one thing about crafters, and we prioritize longevity in our products. Whatever we make, we try to make sure that, okay, this is going to last. How does it look like? We don't just go about the, like the thing that make a lot of people like try to go for this fast fashion thing is the aesthetics. They try to just like, if I'm using this thing, it needs to waste stuff, or this thing that looks so way, I can make it so way. Like it doesn't look a particular way, it doesn't follow the trend. I think most of us that are crafters, we don't have that kind of mentality. We don't look at it like it's because we know the value of what we are doing. Okay, so we know the value of what we are doing, and we also have this human connection with what we make. Because okay, when you convert your gene into a bag, you're like, oh, I love it. Like, there are some things that I've made up to today, but when I look at it, I'm like, I'm so proud of this. Sometimes it might not even look as good. What I've made is I make some, I wish I could doing this right now, but I make some, anytime I have scrap yarn, I try to do this tapestry art where you can actually write things with crochet. So I write some things. Sometimes I have one in my room now. I wrote be kind and all those kind of things. Like instead of just throwing them away, I use them as wall decor. I try to convert them. Even I don't know if you can see my necklace. This necklace is made from plastic bottles. So it's a really pretty, it's a really pretty. I'm not even going to lie, like it's so pretty, and I'm having a pop-up shop where I'm going to actually put some up for sale because I've never done it before. It's really, really pretty. And when people see it, when I wear it out, they're like, wow, I love your necklace. Where is it from? And I'm like, it's plastic bottle. And they're like, "Ah, so it's something that these crafters, that's why we are so important in the society when it comes to this sustainability business. We are so important. So, sorry. So crafts. Okay. So excuse me a bit. So one thing about having a community when it comes to craft. Sorry, I'm just trying to just go off the books. When you have when we are talking about this craft and community, if we can have a community that accepts craft, that just have this mentality, this mindset of not wasting, this crafty mentality, this craft mindset. If we can have a community like that where people thrive from being resourceful, from being useful, from repairing, when people have this kind of mentality, the fashion industry is going to grow. It's going to grow in a way that we are going to be moving towards a very like how should I even put it now? We're going to move towards sustainability faster because I noticed this thing where people are like, it's waste, it's waste. If we can just change that mentality, and that's where this recraft has come in. How can we utilize that? How can we make waste look aesthetic? How can we make it look pretty? How can we make it look fashionable? When people wear it, they're like, it's not even waste, it's a resource. That's why I try to look at it. It's not waste, it's a resource. So that's what we are the Green Yarnies we're trying to do. We're trying to create this community mindset that you have to actually I will the word, I'm so sorry. Like you have to learn to be resourceful, and where you also want to create a community whereby people are like, okay, I'm using waste, and they don't have to feel shy about it. They don't have to feel embarrassed. They don't have to, because sometimes you can make something, but it's not looking perfect. Like, or you make a bag, it looks like, ah, almost this bag is bending somehow. Or sometimes some people don't even use machine. Like, I just use my hands to make the bag, and the stitches sometimes, like when I look at the stitches, sometimes it's just looking like one kind. But I will still wear it because I know the value of what I just made. Like, and I also have a human connection. I have a connection to what I'm making. But some people, like, they just see that, you know, see, shall go figure. But we want to create a community whereby we need a community whereby people see it as people see it as creativity. We don't just see it as, oh my god, they're using waste or something. Like I said, people just look at waste, ah, it's waste. No, we want a community, we want a society where people see waste as a resource, not just like as waste, where people are feeling shy to use that bag, or they are feeling shy to wear pet bottles on their neck, on their head, or something. So that's why I think if we are able to have this mentality of crafters, like this crafters mentality. You don't want to be wasteful, because you don't even need a machine to be a crafter. You don't need, how much is crochet hook? You can buy all those small ones, you can buy like little ones. How much? You can get them. There are even knitters. There are people that even, I'm not even just talking about the fashion industry. Let me take it as far as being an artisan. You need to be more sustainable in your business. Like, you are someone that even if you do pottery, you do anything, you make jewelry, you make so many things. Like, you need to have this mentality about making your crafts sustainable, so that you can move towards a sustainable future, a more eco-friendly future. Because it's very important right now. Like, we need this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Something that you said that stood out with me is that you need crafters to move towards circular economy. And that was like a light bulb moment for me, because you can't keep saying, oh, circular economy, circular this, circular that. We want to move away from linear economy without involving the people that make the things, the people that actually make the objects. You need to involve them. And that is why crafters are really crucial to these movements, because if there are no people with the mentality of resourcefulness, with that mentality of, oh, this isn't waste, we can use this, we can do it in more, then really there isn't any sustainability that we are moving towards. So thank you very much for sharing that. And there's one thing I'm going to say is that we are all creative. I feel like some people tend to be like, oh, I'm not creative, it's just for
Yeah, yeah.
we are all creatives. So I feel like more people need to embrace that. And when we embrace the fact that we can all create something, people can you see me?
I can hear you.
Okay, can you see my video?
Yeah, I can see your video.
All right, great. Okay, so as I was saying, if we all have the mentality that we are all creators, I think people will move away from, like you said someone would, so like, you don't know anybody that has a sewing machine or that has a crochet snake, or a crochet needle that would say, oh, this cloth has torn or something is wrong with it, let me throw it away. And that is true. Even if you don't have the sewing machine, even if you don't have like the skills, I feel like having just that mentality is enough to propel you towards, okay, you know what, maybe I'm going to take it to someone who can do something with it, or maybe I'm going to watch
Yeah.
YouTube and check what I can do with this on YouTube. So thank you very much for sharing that, and I really love what you are doing at Green Yarnies. Creating a community.
Thank you. I love what you're doing at UpNetwork too.
Thank you very much. Creating a community where you can instill these mindsets in people that
Yeah.
crafting, like you should be resourceful with your crafting, because let's be
Yeah.
honest, you can craft and not be resourceful as well. You can craft
That
and
one said.
that is what you know. If that is how you were brought up, this is how you were trained, you can just craft, discard and things. So, but consciously bringing people together to say, yes, we are crafting, but we are crafting in a way that is, you know, great for the environment, and that is great for people as well, and that is ethical to people. So thank you very much for that. So I'm just going to ask one more question. As regards craft, and let's just say like the general fashion industry, let's just let's say we are even not niching down to the sustainable fashion industry or the subset of the sustainable fashion industry, the fashion industry. We're talking about like the fashion industry as a whole. So where do you see like the future of craft going when it comes to like with fashion brands in Nigeria, for instance? So where do you see like the future of crafts and the importance of crafters? How do you see them like going in the future? Do you think craft has become more important, less important? Do you think crafts in Nigeria will become more sustainable or less sustainable? So let me know what you think. Thank you.
Okay, so when it comes to crafting, I think I've noticed a recent boom in the amount of starters that people, even my sister came back one day from the tailor. She was like, I must learn how to sew. I must, because of the amount of money that she paid for her dress. So I think there is a recent boom. There are a lot of people wanting to go into making clothes. There are a lot of people that want to learn how to crochet. There are a lot of people um that want to like refine their crafts in this fashion industry. And moving forward, I think nowadays, before it's just people that wear normal clothes, sewn clothes that you can see they're having a runway event and all that. But nowadays, I noticed that sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I think your network went
Okay,
off.
sorry. Yeah, it did. Hello?
Hello, yes, I can hear you.
I don't know why I can't see you.
I
Um
can hear you though.
okay, so moving towards what I think is that craft has they are increasing in number right now. So even in the fashion industry, we are tending to shift into people that are more creative.
Hello? Hello? Okay. I think Victoria is having a bit of an issue with a network. So let's just wait till she come back online.
Hello? Sorry.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, can you see me?
No, I can't, but I
Sorry.
can hear you.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, I can hear.
Hello, I can hear. But can you see my video?
No, I can't. But you
No,
can.
I can't. But okay, sorry about that. So moving towards the craft industry is really growing. We are growing, we are increasing in number, and it would be like really good if we can, raise a large number of eco-conscious crafters. I can see the future of of the fashion industry moving towards crafting. Like I can see our importance is becoming more. You will notice that people are like, okay, if it's made by an artisan, it's really expensive. They try to determine the quality by who is making it and all that. So I think the future of fashion for crafters is that we are getting more importance. We are becoming more creative. People are looking for creativity now, like than ever before. Things are changing and all that. So I think um the sustainability factor is something that we really need to look into, because even when we're just looking at fashion industry, people are used to using new materials. They're not used to using old, or let me say upcycled materials and all that. They don't like it's not something that common in the fashion industry, except let me say they are wearing dresses that was made in the 90s, in the 80s, and all that, or they are reusing their clothes, they are wearing it for other events. But when it comes, because if you even look at the Nigerian fashion industry, oh my god, if you look at, like, there's so much waste happening in our fashion industry. Like, it's crazy to an extent that most of them don't even wear the clothes twice. But you see, like, they are very wasteful. So I'm thinking that looking towards, and but at the same time you see that they are trying to go more creative. They're not just looking for people that are sewing clothes. They're looking for, artisans, because now we are talking about the fashion industry, not just about the sustainability factor. And see that they are moving. See, like, some people are not even wearing crochet um to important events. You see them wearing all these things. They are wearing weaved clothes because they try to tell a story. They want to have this connection. They want you to have this connection with their dresses, like, to understand that, okay, someone made this. It's that's, I think that's one of the things that this fast fashion industry takes away from us. Like, it steals that from us. Like, we don't really have this connection with our clothes anymore. Because there's some clothes I know that I have that I just bought on Twitch. I don't even know who made them. But I'm like, this thing just looks somehow. Let me just give it to my little niece. Like, I don't feel, but there's some clothes I know that, okay, I so, like, for example, now if I outgrow this dress to give somebody, I'm like, okay, Steve, just breathe in, breathe out, and then, you know, give it out. But so that's one thing this fashion industry has actually taken from us. But I think people are trying to gain that back. They're trying to tell stories with what they wear, and that's where we crafters, we come in. So, yeah, I think the future is bright.
The future is bright.
Future is
You- Thank you very much.
very bright.
Um, I think I'm echoing.
I think I'm echoing. Not really. No.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All
So
right. So
you talked
so
about.
you talked about.
All right.
All right.
Talk about
Talk
uh,
about uh,
Nigerian.
Nigerian.
Can you think about it? Yes. Thank you. Yes. So you spoke about how, like, even now with, like, Nigerian fashion industry as a whole, people are coming back to creativity, not just fast fashion. They're looking at creativity. They are trying to tell stories with their clothing, and I think that's one thing that Nigerian designers are doing really well now. You like, and a lot of people are now wear more Nigerian designers, like, more than we used to do. And I see people advocate, like, you know what, Nigerian designers should, like, dress celebrities for the Met Gala, because Nigerian designers are going to kill it. Like, we've gotten to that level of, like, that argument, and I think I've seen some Nigerian design. I think I can't remember which Nigerian designer now actually dressed one celebrity for, like, the Met Gala, maybe this year's Met Gala or last year's Met Gala. Actually, a Nigerian designer did that, and so that just talks about, like, how we are coming back to creativity as, like, a core of crafting. And I think that is going to, like, help the fashion industry as a whole. When people who consume fashion value creativity, then of course the artisans, the crafters, the people with the expertise, they are then, you know, giving, like, due recognition and giving regard. So hopefully, I'm hoping that this trend continues, and then of course the sustainability aspect comes into play, and people are not just going for creativity alone, but they are going for, creativity and sustainability. So thank you very much for sharing your knowledge with us. I'm really grateful. It's amazing what you are doing at Green Yarnies. We hope to partner with you in the future, both UpNetwork and Miss Green Fashion. We have to do amazing things together. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. If you've been here day one, since episode one till now, you are, like, the real deal. You're an OG. So thank you for staying tuned from September till now. We are really grateful. This is the end of this series. You can always catch the replay on YouTube, of course. Make sure to share with your friends who are new to sustainability and would like to learn more. And stay tuned for more, events, and more programs from us at Miss Gwyn Fashion and UpNetwork. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your evening. Goodbye. Mhm.